Hey everybody, it's Aidan here from Everyday Tech. So today I just want to talk about notch versus slider phones. Let's take a look. Okay, so 2019 is going to be a big year for phones. There's a lot of new things coming out. So I just wanted to talk about a few of the things and my thoughts on them. So obviously notch phones have been around for a while now, but I think it's more of a gimmick which has had its day. Apple have been the most prevalent in this, but they have not been the worst offender. I mean, some people have made phones with notches that have been so big, so deep, so wide that they just seem pointless at all. Others, like for example, I use let's have a look. My OnePlus 6T has a tiny teardrop notch. I personally think that's the best version of a notch to date, but still not everybody's a big fan. So what are your options? Well, number one, you can go for a slider phone. There's several different slider phones on the market recently. Mi Mix 3 probably being one of the better well-known brands that you would probably go for, and it is nice. You know, it's a completely bezel-less phone pretty much. Obviously you're never going to get completely bezel-less because you're always going to get a little rim around the edge, but it is a fantastic little phone. But my issue is the cases that come with them. They don't fully protect the phone. If it moves, it's not going to be water resistant. You're always going to have issues, you know, moving parts that can break. And I'm just not a huge fan of the slider phone, but I do like the way it looks. The other option, again, it's been and gone, and I don't think it's taken off, is I think Vivo did one with a mechanical slide out camera. And again, it was more of a gimmick, and it's probably one of those things that was talked about just to get noticed, but it's not something that actually caught on or people actually wanted. Well, what is the difference between a mechanical move out movement and, let's say, a slider phone? Nothing. They both have parts that require movement, and people go, oh yeah, but this is mechanical, it could go. Well, so could a slider phone. You know, parts can break in that too, and I just think it's just another thing that could go wrong. So what if you took it to the beach, or what if you took it out and about and you dropped it and you got grit in the mechanism? How does it affect it then? I'm not saying that these phones are going to be perfect, but they stand a better chance of protecting themselves when you've got a case that fully protects it, when you've not got parts that are exposed as much as a slider phone or a mechanical phone. And also, when I drop this, I'm not likely for it to just break. If I've got a slider phone that slides down, I've got a bit sticking out at the top, I've got a bit at the bottom that's sticking out, or a mechanical phone where it sticks out at the top. If that stays out, boom, they're broken. So what do I want to see? I want to see what Samsung promised last year. I want to see more things under the screen. Again, you've got the under-screen fingerprint reader. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. I don't want a phone that moves. I just want a static phone, like the 6T, let's say, but without the notch. Just almost bezel-less. So more things under the screen, a better fingerprint reader, a camera, and don't get me started on the new phones with a little camera in the corner that's a little black dot. I personally find these horrendous, and I genuinely don't think, again, these are going to catch on. It looks more like a keychain. It looks something like you thread a wire through to keep it safe. You know, like on the keychains in the corner where you can dangle them. It reminds me of things like that, and I don't like them. Why can't we have a camera hidden under the screen, completely under, so there's no missing pixels, there's no black dots, you just get a full screen but a camera underneath? I think the technology is there, they're just holding it back. All companies do this, don't they? They're not going to give you the best, most up-to-date software there and then, because they want you to buy as you go along. They want you to have incremental upgrades. You go, oh, well, this one's got a better fingerprint scanner, or this one's got a slightly smaller notch, or this one's got a slightly larger battery. They're not going to bring out a phone that's absolutely amazing straight off the bat, you know, with massive battery, in-screen fingerprint reader, no notch under that, because they want you to keep on buying as you go along. And again, I can appreciate that, but it's just really annoying as a consumer to know that there are things out there, but you have to wait for them. What I really want to see is I want to see more phones with more features for around the £500 mark. I don't think that's a lot to ask. A lot of people are doing it. Look at OnePlus, look at Poco. They're all doing, I mean, Poco, the Poco phone, they're even cheaper. I mean, they're like £300 to £400. It is so cheap. And then you've got the Xiaomi range. Those phones are so affordable. How can you justify spending, let's say, £900 on a Huawei Mate 20 Pro when you can get a Poco phone F1 for £300? Is it really 3 times better than the Huawei? I mean, granted, it has more features and it does offer more in the way of specification, battery life, blah, 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 all of that. But at the end of the day, do you really use all of those features? So guys, I've given my little rant about my slight issue with phones at the moment. And I just want to ask you, what do you want to see from mobiles in 2019? Leave your comments below. And don't forget, like and subscribe to my channel, and then you'll be notified anytime I do any tech news or tech reviews. See you soon.